Salam and welcome everyone. So today we're going to be working on the question on the screen that says, given that the standard enthalpy of formation of HI is negative 55 kilojoule per mole, what is the value of changing standard enthalpy of formation for iodine ion? So I minus, I forgot the minus, I apologize. So basically, we're supposed to determine the standard enthalpy of formation for the iodine ion. So the first thing you have to do is for you to basically write out what we've been given. So we've been given that the standard enthalpy of formation for HI, so hydrogen iodide, aqueous, is simply negative 55 kilojoule per mole. And then we've been asked to find the standard enthalpy of formation for iodine ion aqueous. So yeah, this is what we're asked to do. Now, the first thing you have to note is this. Because we're dealing with a standard enthalpy of formation, we know there has to be a chemical reaction for reactant and product. So this is what the reaction looks like. So you have the H plus aqueous, okay, plus the iodine minus aqueous would give you HI aqueous. So yeah, this is basically it. You have the H plus ion and the iodine ion, as well as what they call it, the HI, hydrogen iodide aqueous. So normally you're going to be wondering, okay, how do I solve this? So for those of you who do not know, the change in enthalpy of formation from molecules and compounds are determined experimentally using a bomb calorimeter. So basically this negative 55 kilojoule per mole, when when they were trying to derive it, they derived it experimentally. So what this is trying to tell you is that this equation that we have here, which is H plus I minus to give you HI aqueous, the normal expectation is using maybe like a formula to determine this because we already have at least one of the values. But then the issue we have is that this only works for molecules and compounds, meaning we can only determine the standard enthalpy of formation for molecules and compounds experimentally. H plus and I minus are not molecules or compounds, they are ions. And because they are ions, it creates an issue. And the reason why we have the issue is because we cannot separate cations from anions in an aqueous solution, meaning we cannot separate all of the H plus and then separate all of the I minus and then determine using a bomb calorimeter the I minus standard enthalpy of formation value. We cannot determine it. Neither can we separate and just determine the one for H plus. So what this is telling you is that for ions, you're going to have to be a little bit more tricky using concepts because there are not going to be any calculations. So I'm going to first of all write out the value for the change in enthalpy of formation for I minus. So the standard enthalpy of formation for I minus aqueous is also going to be negative 55 kilojoule per mole. And now you may be wondering, okay, well, how did she get this? She just basically told us we cannot determine the standard enthalpy of formation for I minus. Yes, I did say that. But whenever you have a formation question like this, and you've written out the equation and you cannot determine one from the other, we have to fix the value for one of the ions to zero. And usually, whenever we fix the value to zero, we pick the H plus ion. So generally, the H plus ion is fixed to zero. So what that means is that the I minus is going to have the same value as the change in enthalpy of formation for the HI aqueous, meaning this one here, the HI, right, as well as the I minus, the change in enthalpy of formation for both of them have to be the same because we fixed the one for H plus and zero. So this is how we handle questions like this. This is how we handle it conceptually because there's not going to be any calculation. So I'm going to write a lot more stuff. So just pay attention. So I'm going to explain the whole of this information in case you have like an assignment or like a test. So this is what you write for your professor or for the answer. You say this is because since we cannot since we cannot prepare a solution of cations separate from a solution of anions, we cannot easily determine the standard enthalpy of formation for any ions. So yeah, that is it. This is because since we cannot prepare a solution of cation separation from solution of ions, we cannot easily determine the standard enthalpy of formation for any ions. Therefore, so that we've explained the critical situation. Now we're going to explain how we derive our answer. So therefore, we define the standard enthalpy of formation for one ion, generally the hydrogen ion, to become zero. And the other ion has the standard enthalpy of formation of the compound ascribed to it. So, last information. So, change in enthalpy of formation for HI aqueous is equal to change in enthalpy of formation of I minus aqueous is equal to negative 55 kilojoule per mole. And this is basically the answer to this question. This is how you write it for your professor, or this is how you write it for your in your assignment or in your test. So I just wanted to mention, of course, if you can like make this information I've said, if you can write it in like four shorter sentences and you can make yours more concise, then you can go ahead and do that. That's 100% okay. Yeah. So basically, my answer just explains what I'd already explained earlier. We cannot separate a solution of cations from anions. So therefore, we have to fix the value for one of them, generally H plus ion to 0. And then from then on, of course, we can now ascribe the standard enthalpy of formation for the HI to the I minus. And that just works out perfectly for us because when you do that, you end up having this information, the last line over here. And basically, that is the answer. I also wanted to mention lastly that this question is from the Physical Chemistry Atkins 11th edition textbook. This is just one of the questions in the textbook that I've solved here. So if you've not bought the book, make sure you just check into the description, check into my description box to click the link to buy the book, as well as look at the playlist I have on all physical chemistry questions from the Atkins Physical Chemistry 11th edition textbook. So we've come to the end of this video. I wish you guys all the very best. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. If you also have any concerns as well as suggestions, also put it in the comment section. I wanted to mention to you that if you're a student who is struggling in any of your STEM related courses, whether you're in middle school, high school, or college, you can email me at shohabitutoring@gmail.com. I help students who are trying to succeed in all their STEM related courses to succeed and to be the best version of themselves throughout your academic career. So if you would like to book any of my services, whether tutoring or mentorship, email me at shahabitutoring@gmail.com. I wish you guys all the very best. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.